Musicalifornia. Today we're going to take you on a tour of the country music that is. Now don't touch that dial. We're not talking about that safe, twangy sound out of Nashville. Remember, we're Musicalifornia and we have our own way of doing things. And to prove it, we'll feature the honky-tonk rock of the Rave-Ups, the bar-busting antics of San Diego favorites, the Beat Farmers, and the soul-searching sound of this group, Lone Justice. Before we go into our special report on the edge of country, let's visit Martha Davis, ex-leader of the Motels, proud mother of two, and now a solo act. At 37, Martha Davis has had enough life experience for a woman almost twice her age. Growing up in Berkeley, California during an era of youthful rebellion, she married at 15, had 2 children, and then divorced at 17. At 20, she moved to Los Angeles, where she formed the Motels. By the early 80s, the Motels had scored a couple of top 10 hits and released 5 successful albums. Then, in 1987, Martha decided it was time for a change, and she left the Motels to start a solo career.
A mayfly has a life of 2 days. The Motels had a life of 8 years, and that's it. You know, we were what we were for when we were, and we were a great band for what it was. I mean, we came from the street, and we formed from, like, not necessarily brilliant musicianship, but just a desire to play, and it was a very almost political band in the beginning because there was, like, no places to play, and we'd organize our own concerts and stuff. So for what it was great.
This song is from Martha's 1987 debut solo LP, Policy.
Uneasy eyes rest on a clock. A nervous hand reveals a watch. A sudden glance, a painful smile, and minutes slip away. Unsettled heart would skip a beat. A tired heart can find no peace. A lonely song, the clock ticks on, and hours slip away. Don't tell me the time, I don't want to know.
Martha's career spotlights her as a glamorous performer, yet her real life has been full of challenges, including a successful bout with cancer 4 years ago. With that in mind, we wondered how Martha Davis saw herself as a performer and writer.
I don't think I'm very glamorous, and I don't think I'm very tragic, actually. I tend to be dramatic, maybe, and I tend in my writing to try to be as cinematic as possible. And when people ask me, how come you write such depressing songs and how many, so many angst-filled things, my explanation is that it's very easy on a rainy day when you've been hurt by your lover, things aren't going right, and like the life does not look good, to sit down and like pour your heart out onto a piece of paper, or to grab your guitar and try to write something about it. Whereas if it's a beautiful sunshiny day, you're totally in love, life is beautiful and everything's great, you don't say anything about it, you just live it. So I mean, I'm not really that tragic, but I do use my songwriting as a vehicle to sort of probably get rid of some of my inner fears and pain and stuff like that.
With a lush, aching voice and a wealth of real-life inspiration to draw from, Martha Davis seems more ready than ever to take life on as a solo act.
Every moment that I'm away from you.
Most bands are easy to categorize. They establish one kind of musical approach and never go beyond. But what if a band brings so much passion to their sound that it becomes more? Well, then you've got Lone Justice.
Should I go now? No! Should I
Technically, Lone Justice is not a country band, at least not anymore. But when the group formed in 1982, they had a very traditional country sound. Then something happened. Maria McKee's stellar voice and the band's original songs drew the attention of record company executives. And as their popularity and musical expertise grew, their sound became more rock-oriented. Soon Lone Justice found itself the center of attention, with producers, managers, and executives all vying to nurture and polish what they saw as a diamond in the rough. Through it all, including a debut album which came out in 1985, Lone Justice has tried to remain true to their musical influences.
It's probably influenced a lot by a lot of bluegrass music and country gospel. And that music, we find country music very inspiring. There's a lot of soul in country music, a lot of real heartfelt inspiration. You know, it's real music, because it's like, I don't know, I can't describe it. There's nothing really phony about it, you know what I mean?
With a revivalist approach to their music, Lone Justice has managed to recapture the excitement and freshness of country music, the way it sounded in the 20s and 30s, and in the process, they've generated a new audience of young fans.
She takes stuff from the old country, the good kind of old-time spirit and everything, but country recently has become kind of homogenized and stupid, and she kind of puts some life back into it, and the band does too. They put some speed back into it.
When the road is calling yonder, when the road is calling yonder, when the road is calling yonder. When the road is calling me yonder,
Coming from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and holding an English degree from an Ivy League college aren't the usual characteristics of most country singer-songwriters. Yet for Jimmer Podrasky and his band, the Rave-Ups, music and life aren't meant to be clear-cut. Their music moves from country to R&B to folk without a trace, while Jimmer's lyrics make full use of his college education. Jimmer spoke to us about how he, the band, the music, and the lyrics work together.
These guys play like I think. That's basically what the band is about. I mean, nothing is really in black and white, so that's usually what ends up being the crux of most of the songs. And that's sort of the way the band plays. They play sort of the way that the songs are. I mean, lyrically speaking, they play a mirror of what, like, is being said.
Music.
Which is to say that, you know, nothing is that, you know, we're not necessarily a rock band, and we're not a country band, and we're not, you know, certainly not a rhythm and blues band, but there's a little bit of all that in there somewhere. And just like there's a little bit of gray area in just about everything that we write about, too.
Since their inception in 1982, the Rave-Ups have released 2 LPs. This song is from the second album called The Book of Your Regrets. The Beat Farmers are a group with many faces and many attitudes. On the one hand is this folksy Americana approach from their current album, The Pursuit of Happiness.
The ghosts from these western lands are gonna rise up against English sands like a tumbleweed on a reckless course. These barbed wire fences can't keep us apart. Where are the heroes that sang them old songs? You recognize a hero cause it don't belong. We gave up our youth in model railroad trains, picked up guitars and we changed our names. With experience of a tortured youth, you turn up the music and go in search of the truth. Times are getting tougher and there's no turning back.
And then in the same song comes a full-blast rock attack.
By the thousands each and every day they had no one to turn to, so we turned them away. Left the brightest remarks on these dressing room walls. They waste away in nightclub and dusty little house. Prospects were high till provisions ran low. Now we're sleeping beneath the moonlight under blankets of snow. Life is a high price to pay for these kicks.
Yet the Beat Farmers are still something else besides folksy rock and rollers. Based in San Diego, the Beat Farmers have a reputation as one of California's seriously silliest bands. By featuring 3 lead singers and a repertoire that's rooted in country and honky-tonk as well as mainstream rock and roll, they're a band that refuses to be labeled. Yet above all, it's their live shows that seem to garner most of the attention for this group. So we asked them how conscious they are of their stage shenanigans.
We just like to have a good time, and we don't study it, you know, or anything. We just live it.
Get pissed. Pissed and proud.
Here's one example of their silly beer-guzzling antics as performed for Musicalifornia.
I was walking down the street on a sunny day. Hubba, 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 hubba. A feeling in my bones says I have my way. Hubba, 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 hubba. Oh, I'm a happy boy. Oh, I'm a happy boy. Oh, ain't it good when things are going your way? Hey, hey. Yeah, my little dog Spot got hit by a car. Hubba, 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 hubba. Put his guts in a box and put him in a drawer. Hubba, 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 hubba. Oh, I'm a happy boy. Oh, I'm a happy boy. Oh, ain't it good when things are going your way? Hey, hey. Well, forgot all about it for a month and a half. Hubba, 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 hubba. I looked in the drawer and started to laugh. Hubba, 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 hubba. 'Cause I'm a happy boy. Oh, I'm a happy boy. Oh, ain't it good when things are going your way? Hey, hey.
Songs about dead puppies? Well, the boys gave us some background on the inspiration for that tune.
Based on a true story. It's written by a couple friends of mine. And they're just real forgetful and kind of dingy.
They put a dead dog in a drawer and then found it about 3 weeks later.
That's about it.
And they laughed.
And they laughed.
They left and they had a party.
They had a party,
They
yeah.
got a keg of
They had a
beer and they
wake.
celebrated.
They had a wake for the dog.
And what about Country Dick's bass vocals?
You should hear my mother. She's a freak show.
Get in the house. Time for dinner. Well, I rode into town on a crippled horse. Got fired from a cattle drag up north. The ropes of the gallows was swinging in the breeze. All the wanted posters had pictures of me. I got my Colt 45 riding by my side. Oh, I'm the California kid. I hope you're quite prepared to die.
Hope you all had a good old time here on our tour of the edge of country. Don't miss our next show when we bring you the first generation of LA punk bands, including X.
All the toys were out in black and the boys had two. Just on the head of a riding show. Every Mexican they were out of shit. Homosexual and they are alright. She had to get out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Until then, here's one more from Lone Justice. So long.